listen closely, we can hear them Hari bowling back. So, yeah. So these verses are giving us very wonderful vision or window into the spiritual world. And we can see the excitement and playful nature that exists in the spiritual world. And can realize, at least myself personally, when reading texts like this, begin to realize just how fortunate we are that we've come in contact with Srila Prabhupada. Otherwise, with all due respect to other practices of religion, but have yet to find how they give deep insight like this into what's happening in the spiritual world. At best, hearing that you can go to heaven and be with God and all of your family, or something like that. But to actually see what everyone's doing in the spiritual sky, to understand that what God is doing, and to also understand and know God in a form as a youthful child who is running and playing with his associates and having so many pastimes and leelas in the spiritual world, can begin to attract us. Okay? Can begin to, if we allow our hearts to be open, to really hear these pastimes, can really begin to allure us into wanting to really be with Krishna, to imbibe this mood that the cowherd boys have here in text 6 of wanting to be the first to touch Krishna, wanting to be the first to chase after Krishna and catch up with him. This mood of wanting to be the first to see Krishna, the first to be with Krishna, this eagerness and enthusiasm to serve Krishna, to be with Krishna. And of course in the spiritual world, playing with Krishna is also serving Krishna. It's not that it's like play, because Krishna is relishing these pastimes with his dear devotees and these loving exchanges. So in the same way, we can try to imbibe this mood here and the, I guess you could say, in the manifest pastimes of Krishna, because as we were hearing the other day, that this is also Krishna. And Srila Prabhupada stating that Lamanishwara is not just an ordinary deity, that Lamanishwara is actually Vrindavan Krishna. And he's here, and he's just pretending to be a deity, and he's just pretending to be standing there, but all the while he's watching and relishing all of the pastimes as they're unfolding before his eyes. Very multifarious here in London, pastimes unfolding. But Krishna is personally here, and the more that we can actually enter into this mood and spirit of realizing Krishna is here. You hear the original devotees who were establishing London Temple often speak about how they would always come before Radha Jagannath Baladev Subhadra, and be praying to them or sharing with them events that had happened in their day, things that were that they desired or wished to happen the next day, goals or services they wished to be able to fulfill for the pleasure of their lordships, and just keeping Krishna in the center and always reposing all of our love and worship efforts and endeavors through them. And in this way, trying our best to be the first ones who can get to Krishna, who can touch Krishna, who can serve Krishna in the sweetest way so that Krishna is so pleased and that we feel that loving reciprocation coming from him. So we're exceptionally fortunate that Srila Prabhupada has risked his life, really, in essence, to give us Krishna, to give us what he's explaining here in the purport, to give us the Srimad Bhagavatam, which is the the spotless Purana, the Purana. Yeah, Vaishnavanam Priyam, huh? Yeah, the literary incarnation of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, where Krishna himself is pouring from every page. I was sharing the other day how reading the introduction to Krishna Sangati by His Holiness Shiva Maharaj, and just finding such deep inspiration and this personality who is Shiva Maharaj, who is obviously diving so deep into Krishna consciousness, and just he's in the spiritual world. He's not, his feet are barely touching the ground. You can see his depth of wisdom and understanding and love for Krishna and desire to know and understand Krishna. And explaining, especially in the introduction to this book, Krishna Sangati, that we need to go deeper and deeper and deeper into wanting to understand Krishna, wanting to know Krishna so deeply that we can't forget him, which is basically the essence of this verse. So that the Krishna's pastimes and the tattva of Krishna is so deeply ground into our minds and hearts that in everything that we see, we're always remembering and thinking of Krishna. What's that verse? Smartavya sadatam Vishnu Vishmartav yunajat chit sarve vide shedashur etayor eva kinkaraha. That the goal of all of our rules and regulations is to always remember Krishna and to never forget him. And sometimes we can get hung up on what is the point and purpose of rules and regulations, but when we begin to understand the essence behind them, that actually it's meant to assist us in always remembering Krishna and preventing us from performing any action or activity that could be detrimental to that. Maybe some of us have realized the gem that we've been given by the opportunity to perform devotional service. Maybe some others are just beginning to realize, and for myself, I have no idea what I'm dealing with. It's like a child who's playing with the Queen's jewels, and is just taking them and cracking nuts or rolling them across the floor. We're actually, we're engaging in the topmost process for spiritual perfection in this age of Kali. We've actually embarked on a path that can lead us to ultimate spiritual perfection and enable us to give that to so many others. To be an instrument in Krishna's hands in assisting and enabling so many others to spiritually perfect their lives. And to the extent that we give ourselves to the process and surrender to that process, then Krishna can bring us closer and at the same time empower us to bring so many others closer to him. So we've been given this wonderful opportunity. So we should really try to dive as deeply as possible into the pages of Srimad Bhagavatam, making time to read. Just how many people here have read the entire Srimad Bhagavatam? How many have read the first 10 cantos? How many have read the first 6 cantos? How many read the first 4 cantos? How many are just still reading the first canto? Okay. This isn't to degrade or deride anyone who's reading less or more, but the point is that we should be diving into the Srimad Bhagavatam. Just to share something on a personal note, this may or may not affect or influence you, but